Jody. Welcome back to This Beaded Life. Today we are going to do something really fun. So today we're going to make a like a scarf style necklace where you can take both sides. They're not connected, and you can just wrap one around the other and have it hang. So kind of somewhat similar to a lariat style necklace without it going through something. So we're going to do something really cool though. So we're going to take the three Bargain Bead boxes. I'm going to take Mystic Moonrise, Peach Sorbet, and Leafy Landscape. And we're going to go through and we're going to create a palette from those three. And then we're going to make our necklace, and it's going to be long and pretty, and it's going to be really fun. All right, hold on one second and I'll turn you around. Okay, so in front of me I have what I have left of Mystic Moonrise, which was, what month was that? That was, I think that was October. Yeah, I think that was October. So we're going to go through this, what I have left, and we're going to pull some things, and we're going to start creating a palette. So the first thing I know I want to do is I do want to grab these bead caps and spacers, because these we could definitely use in our creation. So we're just going to grab all of those. And we're just going to create our little palette here. And we'll come back to it if we see that we could use something else. I just want to kind of get like a base. Let's go ahead and grab the Larvikite rondelles for their shape and color. Grab all of those. And we're just going to kind of build a palette together, which I thought would be really fun to do. Instead of me picking all the colors off camera, we could do it together. Let's do some of these matte ones. These were the okay, so these were the 10mm lapis lazuli dyed matte beads. So let's take those. I feel like this is going to be kind of gemstone heavy of a necklace, which is why I am using 49 strand Bead-A-Lon wire. We're using a lot of gemstones. Also with the wrap style, the 49 strand is more supple and just kind of more like flexible. So it'll be nicer to make it like a scarf. Like it'll look nicer than if you used 7 strand or 19 strand. So there is a use. Like I said, I know I use a lot of 7 strand, but you do have uses for the other strands as well. So if you think you're going to do a lot of necklaces that you need it to be very supple and everything, then you're definitely going to want to have a little bit of 49 strand in your inventory. All right, so now we're going to pull some of the labradorite. Probably won't pull it all. I have a lot of it left. I actually have a lot left in these boxes. All right, so we're just going to stick that one aside for now. We can revisit it if we need to, but let's go ahead and grab Peach Sorbet. And let's see what we have in Peach Sorbet that we would like to use with this. So we have some darker colors going on here. And, you know, I think what's going to happen is we're going to end up mixing some metals a little bit, which is fine. And I'm looking at these rondelles because I really feel like we need some more rondelles. And these were... Okay, so these were the 7.5 by 6mm glass rondelle beads in peach shimmer. So we're gonna put a little bit of peach in this too. And we're gonna need some smaller beads as well. So I'm probably gonna get the Hessonite garnet out of here. I'm not sure if we're going to do any rhodonite or not. We might, or some strawberry quartz, but we might do some, I think this is the peach moonstone. What was this? Oh no, this is peach quartz. Sorry, peach quartz. We might do some of those, but I do need some smaller beads to go in here. I'm not going to do the shell ones. We're going to leave those. Those I think we can do something else with, so we're going to leave those. But maybe we should grab the hessonite garnets. Add a little bit of red into that. And I know you guys are probably looking at this color palette and thinking, what on earth is she doing? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm picking the things that I think will look really pretty together, and we're going to put them together and make it beautiful. So this is just like a test on your limits as far as color goes. So we're going to see how this all ends up turning out. All right, so this is all we're going to use for the peach sorbet for now. We may revisit that because we're going to want some stuff to be at the end too, at the ends of our necklace. So we may end up wanting one of those. So let's go ahead and put that one aside. And now we have Leafy Landscapes. So again, we have some really pretty things, and we actually have some antique copper here, and we have antique bronze here. So we're going to mix those two up. We're going to have a little bit of both. So I want to pull out these spacers that we have. Definitely want those spacers. Definitely want the bead caps. And I cannot believe I did not go through all these. How did I not go through all these? I think I had so many boxes coming in at one time where I just kind of like lost my vision with some of the other boxes. And plus there was a lot of changes going on at the same time, like me starting my channel and trying to get that going. And now I don't even need my channel because we have this channel and everything's on one spot. So yeah, so now everything should kind of smooth out a little bit for us. And let's see, what do we have here? So we have, I think these were, okay, these are the Picasso Jasper nuggets. Let's go ahead and grab some of these because I feel like we could use some of these in here. Just that different shape. You guys know I'm all about shapes and textures. So let's grab some of those. They get in these little, I get them in these little containers, and then they kind of like, I don't know. All right. So let's grab those. Let's also grab these. I think these were, what were these? I think these were still Picasso Jasper, but these had a lot of the reds in them. So we're going to grab those. I know that we're looking at holiday stuff right now, but technically it's still fall, so we're going to make something fallish. And now I am looking at some of these little blue crystal bicones. I would like to throw these on here, bring in some more of that blue throughout. Okay, we're just gonna put these on here. I think that should be enough. And then how about this, like these little agate rounds? Throw these on here too. Use some of those. Okay, we'll go with that. And I kind of feel like I want to use this for one of the ends because it's really beautiful. And then maybe we'll even use our leaf for the other one, but I don't know, I haven't decided. We're gonna bring out, I think, a couple of these jump rings here because I think this jump ring will work great. Maybe this one's really just too big. Let's try a smaller one. It's a big one. Let's try this smaller one. Oh, maybe I needed the bigger one. Or maybe I can just put my stringing wire through it and it won't matter. Let's just go ahead and try this bigger one here. Okay, the bigger one definitely does fit. And I think I'm okay with that happening. Because I think that I could even take like, excuse me, I had the hiccups. Maybe I could even do like this for the one. That'd be pretty, kind of double it up. That'd be really pretty for the one side. And then let's take a peek at the other ones and see what we think we might want to do. All right, so you guys help me pick a palette. So we have a palette and it's beautiful. And then let's just take a peek at the other ones. So what are our options? Well, we have these really pretty leaves. So maybe instead, I have an idea. Maybe instead we do the smaller leaf with this. I kind of don't want to use this big one though, because if you flip it over, it's kind of strange. So maybe we just use another leaf for the other side just by itself, because one side we want to be a little bit heavier anyway. So having this on there would be great. All right, so I think we've got our little palette here that we can work with. And I have more of the beads here too. We have extras of the small ones if we need to, and I have extra labradorite if we need it. So I have my bead stringing wire here, and of course, because I was doing some other things before I started doing this, I forgot how much I cut off. So I'm gonna just remeasure that because I totally forgot. I know it was a lot. You want this to be long. So let's see. We have We have 47 inches of 49 strand bead-along bead stringing wire, and I only have it in the bright right now, but that's okay because it's all going to be hidden by stuff anyway, so it doesn't really matter the color. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and prepare the one end, because this one we're just going to string it starting on one end and then just working our way to the next. So let me fix my little guy here because we're gonna put that right on. Then I'm just gonna kind of spin that around so that the opening is in there. All right, I have a Wire Guardian, a crimp tube, and a crimp cover in case we need it, because I'm not thrilled about my crimping skills. All right, so we're gonna put our crimp on real quick. And then our Wire Guardian. And let's just make a little spot to use to hang our pendant. right? And then we're gonna slide that crimp down like so. We can pinch it together a little bit more if we want. Then we're just going to crimp our crimp tube. And the crimp looks pretty good, but maybe because it's going to be showing in the front, maybe we should cover it anyway. So I'm using a 3mm crimp cover over my 2x2 crimp tube, in case anybody wants to know that information. So at the end of January, I'm going to take all my past year's boxes, and I've already added some. I've made a bead soup for each company, and I'm going to just take whatever's left from 2024 and put it in the bead soup. And then come like, I don't know, probably like around February, March, I will do a bead soup tutorial, making something for my bead soup for this company. All right, so now we have our little guy attached here, and now we can start looking at how we want to build this. So I like to keep some heavier beads down towards the bottom. Luckily for us, there's a lot of heavy beads in this, so it's all gemstones. So I think the first thing we're going to do though is I want to bring in some of the little natural tones and use the blues as like a punch of color. So let's use one of these little agate rounds, and let's bring that all the way down here to the bottom. I don't think both, oh yeah, both fit. Okay, good. All right, so we have that. And then we do have some nice bead caps, and I think these bead caps would look good with our nuggets too. So let's just go ahead and grab one of our most interesting nuggets, which is this guy here. Let's go ahead and grab him and bring him down. This is a lot of stringing. This is going to be a lot of stringing, you guys. And again, I've made one of these necklaces before, but I did it all in purples, and it was a lot of check glass and glass beads, and I made it for my mom. There was also some gemstones in it too, but not as much, and it's been well over a year since I made it, so that's why I thought we would kind of revisit this style in case there's some new people who haven't seen, haven't gotten that far to see that video. So that's why we're doing this. And then I would like to bring in one of these peach ones because I think this peach is really, really pretty, and it goes so well with these beads. And they kind of have their own little built-in bead cap, which I like. I love that. So now we have that, and then let's bring in, trying to think of how I want to do this. If we did, like I said, we're going to mix up some metals. So if we did an antique copper spacer and maybe did another peach, nope, that's not what I want. That's not what I want at all. Okay. So this is where we start like really thinking. We start thinking about how we want this to look. I think what I would like to do is maybe bring in this antique copper, but bring in this blue with it, the lapis matte bead, and do a bead cap on both sides. yeah, I like that. And then let's bring in another peach one. That looks pretty. And then let's bring in another one of these nuggets with the antique bronze bead cap on the one end. Okay. So I love the blue with these colors, this, and especially with it being matte. And then you have like different shapes throughout this. So it's really going to bring a lot of interest to your piece. Okay, so next we can do, let's do one of these like really pretty, bicones. And that's going to be our starting point for a new like little segment. Okay, so for the next segment, I think what I'd like to see is maybe if we took some more of the antique bronze and we did some of this red, like we need this red in here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then after that red, I think what I would like to see is maybe a labradorite. So we have this lovely labradorite, and then maybe one of the larvicite in between those. So let's think about how we want this to look. So if we just strung on our labradorite, it would just be with that bead. So let's see if we put like maybe, no, I don't want to do that spacer. I'm thinking, guys. Or maybe we do the larvicite. Since it's a rondelle, it'll look good just like that. And then we maybe do an antique copper with our labradorite and another antique copper. Come in with our larvicite and another one of our red beads, our jasper, and our bead cap. Okay, yeah, I like that. This looks very like nature. I think it looks a lot like nature. It looks pretty. Okay, and then since we are using these little beads to like kind of like define a segment, let's use one of these really pretty Hessimer garnets. Give a little sparkle there in between. Okay, now we know what we're doing. So now we're showing all the beads here. We're kind of dividing it up in two different segments. I love to do this, and I love to play with the shapes and the sizes. So we're going to continue on with that. So now that we have our start here, we know we can repeat our bottom one, the one that we started with. Let me get that back in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab some of these bead caps. I need this bead cap, and one of these. Need peach. Need this bead cap. And peach. All right, then we're just gonna start over. We're gonna use one of the little agates down here. Now, when we get up to, I would say, whoop, making a mess, probably about halfway. We're gonna do a lot of those smaller beads on the back where your neck would be. So we're probably gonna do about 6 inches of smaller beads back here. It'll make it, it'll help us keep the bigger ones forward facing. So we'll do that. And we're gonna use another agate. And then let's move on to our next little guy here. So we have this and one of these. I'm gonna make sure you can see everything, but I kind of want to bring this down in front too. So let's see. So I'm not reaching across. I think that's gonna be good. Okay. All right, so we have that. Then we just need one of these guys. I think I'm gonna skip the bead caps on this and maybe do a spacer instead. Just on a few of these, just to kind of make the bead cap spread and to maybe give it a little bit of difference, like a little bit of interest. So let's do that. And then we can have one of these. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Then let's grab a bicone because that's what's next here. This does like just scream nature though. Look at all the colors of nature in here. Very, very pretty. It's gonna be a very interesting piece. All right, so we're on to our next one again. And I think instead we're gonna go ahead and do like we did with the last one. We're gonna use some spacers. So I'm gonna use this little lantern spacer. Grab one of these guys. One of our peach ones. And then we have our blue. This time we'll use the bead cap. There we go. And then our peach. One of these beautiful beads. And our little lantern spacer. And then the next one is a Hessamite garnet. Goodness. All right, there we go. All right, so that's what we have going on so far. Looks pretty. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit up to like about halfway, and then when I come back, we will do the halfway point, which is gonna be smaller beads, and then we'll finish off our necklace. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, everyone, we made it to about the part where we're gonna want to use some of our smaller beads. So we're just gonna make it really, really simple. So we're just going to, we'll bead on a couple of these really pretty blue bicones. And then we'll do like 3 of the agate. Do 2 more of the bicones. See a cat hair, gotta get that out of there. And then let's do 3 of the Hessamite garnets. Maybe. Having a hard time finding the hole in this one. Where is it? There it is. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll do one of those little lantern beads. Let's do a lantern. And let's do 3 of the Hessemer again. Those really beautiful facets make it so hard to find where this strand needs to go. It's like, nope, that's not a hole, that's a facet. Okay, and then 2 bicones. I'm thinking that this would be enough, but we'll double check it just to make sure. 3 of the agate beads. Two more of the bicones. All right, let's take a peek here. Sorry, I know, I wish you could see the full thing. So it looks like we could probably do another 2, or no, probably 1 full one. So it's gonna be like a total of 3 of them back here. I know it's hard to see the whole entire thing, but we need one of these little lantern beads. And then we're just gonna go back, starting with the 2 bicones, 3 agates, two more bicones, and then 3 of these. This really uses up a lot of beads, and this is actually a great bead soup project. So if you were looking to get rid of some of your bead soup, this would be one of the ways to do it. Okay, we need 2 more bicones. Is that right? Nope. All right, now we just need 1 more of these little lantern beads. And now let's kind of test it out to see where we're at. So these should pretty much line up. Okay, now we are a lot more accurate. So this is perfect. So now we're going to continue on with our pattern and just keep repeating it. Next we have this one. So it's gonna be opposite of what it is on this side. So that's gonna be really cool. So let's start with these. First we want to use a bead cap. So let's do our bead cap. And then I think we're going to use a couple of these spacers. Yeah, let's use some. Like I said, we're mixing metals here. Cheeto, what are you doing, buddy? And let's see, the last one we used over here was the garnet. So, and the one before that was the bicone. So let's use our agate bead. And then let's do our next pattern. And for the next one, let's see, we do have, what do we have left for bead caps? Because we do have some spacers. So it looks like we have quite a few bead caps. So let's do our bead cap. I'm gonna do one of these. And then next we had our peach ones. And we had blue in between. But let's use these bead caps with it. And then our peach. And another one of these. and our little bead cap, and the next spacer is our bicone. Okay, this looks good. It's looking good, guys. We're running through some beads here. All right, so next one is these. Still have quite a few bead caps, so let's see what we have. I just want to pull these out of here and kind of get them to where I can see what we have. All right, so let's do this bead cap. And then we have our larva kite. Let's do this bead cap. Our matte lapis. And our, nope, I'm wrong. Not our matte lapis. Our labradorite. There we go. Then our larva kite, our jasper, and our bead cap. And then our next bead would be the faceted Hesmer garnet. This is the kind of project that just relaxes me so much, and it's just, I don't know, it's very relaxing, very satisfying. You're using so many beads in this project. You can use a lot of chain if you wanted to go about halfway up or partway up and use some chain. You can do that if you're trying to reserve some of your beads. I am not trying to reserve some of my beads, so I don't mind using a bunch of stuff. So now we're going to do some spacers and go into our next little pattern here. This one we do the peach, then the blue, and the peach, this little guy, another lantern bead, and this one has the it looks like the agate. There we go. We're getting somewhere. We're almost done. Look how close we're getting. All right, so we will use some more spacers. So let's do the spacer. Cheeto, you're gonna have to wait, buddy. And then we will do this. Let's do a couple bead caps. Our labradorite. I hope you guys are all having a great Sunday. It is just, it's been a really nice, peaceful day for me today, and just, I don't know, I've been really relaxed all weekend, and it just feels so good to just feel that relaxed, and I don't feel like worked up over anything or anything like that. So it's been really great. So I hope you guys are having the same experience that I am having, and that you're able to just sit back and relax and just enjoy your day. Maybe you're doing some beading as well. If so, I would love to see what you're making. I wish we could all sit together in the same room and bead. I think that would be so much fun. There we go. Okay, I am like out of these. So this is my last one. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with that, but we will figure it out if we need to. Okay, so now we're on to our next one, which, oh, I want to put my little spacer in there first. There we go. And let's use some of the antique copper. We haven't used that in a little bit. There we go. One of these. What, Cheeto? What's going on, buddy? What? Let's do a couple more of these spacers. Let's do that with our labradorite. What's going on, bud? I know you went out, but now you're just gonna have to wait a few minutes. And another one of these. And then we have, next is our agate. Okay, so now we have like an issue. So this is our last one. So I think what we're gonna end up doing is probably repeating this one here, but maybe we'll use this in the middle. Hold on one second, I'm gonna let the cat out. Okay, I'm back, I let the cat out. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do this kind of the same pattern. We'll use this guy instead of a labradorite though, just to use up our last one. So let's do this. Whoop. You know what, we can throw the peach in here with this. But then I feel like I want to do the blue. You know what, let's do the blue. That's what we're going to do. That is what we are going to do. Because we're getting down to the end anyway, so it's not even a big deal. In a minute, we're going to have to, you know, finish off the end. So I think what we will need then is pretty much our spacer bead. I guess we won't be using that one. And then we need, let's use another little agate, because now this end is complete. So the one thing we can do though is we can maybe use an eye pin here and use that last little bead. Let me grab an antique copper or an antique bronze eye pin. Okay, so I have my little eye pin here, and what we can do is we can maybe do this little blue bicone and maybe another little blue bicone. Just bring in some of that blue down below. That'll look pretty. All right, and then we can go ahead and do our simple loop here. There we go. Make sure it's closed all the way. Let's open this one up and hang a leaf. And then we can finish our little guy up here. So we have our crimp, our wire guardian. Bring that over and around. Let's hang our little guy that we made on there. put that through our crimp and through our bead and the spacer, and then pull that all the way through. And you're going to want that to be pulled down. Leave a little tiny bit of room like we have here for our crimp cover. Fighting with it. There we go. All right, so while we have that like that, let's take our crimp and I'm going to slide that up just a tiny little bit, kind of center it on those two strands in between our bead and our wire guardian. To make room for our crimp cover. Let's put our crimp cover on right away. That also acts like a bead for us, which is nice. Make sure it's in there all the way. And let's just close it gently around that crimp. And there we go. All right, so let's trim that off. And now we have our wrap necklace. So as you can see, one end is going to be a little bit longer than the other. Typically you want your heavier end to be longer than your light because that's the one you're going to flip over, but I'll show you guys in a second. So I'm going to leave that here for a minute. I'm going to clean up my mess and then I'm going to try this on for you. I'll be right back. Okay everyone, here it is. I think it looks really nice with my sweater, but you see what I mean about just hanging it over like that, and then you have, well, I have it backwards. Whatever, it's fine. So then you have your two pieces hanging down and it just looks really cool. And I thought maybe we would try it another way too. So if you took it like, I wonder if I have it long enough for me. So if you took it like so, and you maybe made like a little bit of a choker out of it, that would look really good too. All right guys, so this is a very versatile piece and it is a one size fits all. Anybody would love it. You can definitely do this if you have leftovers from your boxes too, or if you have other beads that you're wanting to use, or if you're wanting to use some bead soup. Have many opportunities to do a necklace like this. All right, you guys, I'm sending you all my love and I'm going to take the rest of the night off. I hope you have a fabulous Sunday night and a great Thanksgiving week coming up. Sending you all my love. Bye guys.